sikasɛm ampa hwɛ yi a ɛfɛma yɛayɛ abɔfra mpanyinfoɔ koraa ne yɛayɛ abɔfra. High Life Radio ɛna wotie sikasɛm program ɛne yɛde brɛ no your boy Patrik Barfi. Ɛnɛ ɛso yɛwɔ biribi so nkruma sɛneɛ da biara meka no sɛ woyɛ adwuma paa wotumi sɛ adwuma meyɛ adwuma biribi ɛkɔ so meyɛ adwuma nso me sika menhu ano a hyɛ wɔ ha every Monday 7 to 9 p.m. yɛn nyinaa yɛntwetwe sikasɛm ho nkɔmmɔ. Wɔ sɛ yɛtumi yɛ sikasɛm ho adwuma mu bebree hɔ nom a ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛnyɛ adwuma yɛyɛ adwuma paa nso afei no bɛso no na ɔcalculate a asɛ wonhyɛ da ani hwee wɔ hɔ. Ba ha nom a yɛne wo nyinaa yɛbɛtwetwe nkɔmmɔ yɛbɛkyerɛkyerɛw sɛnea wobɛsi ayɛ wɔ nneɛma a wobɛtumi anya nneɛma yie kakra. Nti no 7 to 9 p.m. every Monday yɛwɔ ha yɛtwɛn yɛama koraa no a yɛwɔ bi wɔ hɔ nom a ɛyɛ finance no deɛ ɛyɛ ho adwuma. Nti no hyia sɛdeɛ meka no da biara ɛnɛ biribi kakra ɛwɔ ma ɛyɛ how to pay off your mortgage fast. 5 tips how to pay off your mortgage fast. Invite your brother baako Alex Champon. Yɛnyinaa yɛnim no sɛneɛ ɔsi teɛ when it comes to ɔyɛ realtor a wɔwɔ nimdeɛ ɛfa ɛdan ho ne ade. Nti ɔbɛba na wabɛboa ne yɛyɛ mpinsimu ɛwɔ ho. But before then yɛbɛtumi astarte onyama ɔba a ɛde bɛba ne astarte ayɛwe. Nti no yɛhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛtua yɛ dan ka. I know say a no-go area. Ka yɛde yɛnim no deɛ yɛbaeɛ no anaasɛ deɛ yɛnim no sɛ wotɔ dan a wotua to sɛ wobɛwu. Nti no sɛ wo retire na sɛ wontua wie a either sɛ bia wobɛtɔn na wakɔpɛ biribi ketewa bi atɔ anaasɛ yɛmu a yɛayɛ adwene sɛ bia bɛkɔ akɔtena Ghana yɛbɛtɔn no bi a yɛate afa Ghana. Na sɛ yɛtua paa wie deɛ ɛyɛ biribi bi a ɛni ɛnka yɛ plans ho. Wohwɛ mu a nipa bebree no saa ɛteɛ. Sɛ yɛbɛtua yɛ dan deɛ na ɛnyɛ biribi bi a ɛka plans ho koraa kyerɛ sɛ no go area ɛyɛ dɛn na wotumi tua wo dan ka. Na mmom deɛ yɛyɛ ne sɛ yɛde gye sika mom yɛayɛ yɛ mortgage te sɛ ATM machine. Biribi si a herb ne akɔsan biribi si a ne akɔyi ɛne wode yɛ mortgage ne yɛ friends ni yɛ retirement fund saa ne ayɛ no. But na yɛ biribi bi a yɛndwen sɛ yɛbɛtumi ayɛ da but yɛho sɛ sesei no yɛwɔ strategies a yɛbɛtumi de afa so yɛbɛtumi de atua yɛ dan ka ama no afiri hɔ no. Nti ɛnɛ ɛno ho asɛm ɛne yɛbɛka no. Yes, yɛwɔ strategies a yɛbɛtumi de atuatua saa nneɛma no nyinaa ama no afiri hɔ no. Nti yɛbɛhwɛ how a ɛyɛ wei. Na sɛ yɛyɛ sɛ yɛbɛtua yɛ dan ka sɛ your sister Rita, thanks for joining us. Well, has open so kasa link no betimi di aba. What are you late? It's the no beba brantem. Yo, eti you betray danka. Say them kind of no go area. You would broad mass add in your need to cry. But is it possible? Yes, it is. But see you trade danka no, and you'll be you fiti and you betray danka. Or never be broken. Your questions be also be some once. First of all, the question is, should I pay off my mortgage? Should I pay off my mortgage? That's the question. Should I pay off my mortgage? Hey, should I pay off my mortgage? Now, it's that question about should I pay off my mortgage? No, there are different questions. I was it maybe how should I pay off my mortgage? Now, if those questions are a yes, sir, then you're ready to be your mortgage. So, I could cry into ya. I see a corner koye ho adwuma ansa. In name say mortgage yana enough form. Now also the extra account. You know, yɛhwɛ questions a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛbisa yɛn ho ansa ne ho sɛ ɛyɛ koraa sɛ yɛbɛtua a mortgage. First one, a question a yɛbɛbisa no sɛ you pay off your consumer debt nyinaa. We can consumer debt, we can credit cards, car notes, student loans, personal loans. Those consumer debts, no, ɛtua ne nyinaa firi hɔ anaa? Because I don't know mekɔtua mortgage no deɛ ɛne sɛ saa nneɛma nyinaa no yana interest ɛwɔ so a ebia wotua na saa tua mortgage. It doesn't make sense because especially it's a credit card interest no so bebree na wotua saa de no na wo sɛ tua wo dan ka ɛna ɛno koraa no usually no wowɔ saa te no a yana hard koraa sɛ wobɛtumi ɛnyɛ sika ɛde agu wo dan so because yana wo ho koraa ntɔ wo saa nti na one meka say before number one crown, do we have control of our money? Do we have control of our money? And then saying, set your budget na your control. Yen ye kan is ye tree sika baby anko. Nye baby ye sika na tree baby anko. Ye mu be bro ma sika na tree baby anko. Hey, but are we in control of our money? Are we making sure that we know everything that and everything that goes out? You know, we make sure say BBA could be because usually we budget. I Charles Maxwell account say budget is you telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. You may hold my any control. Scan it trade baby enko. And they say because your payment be breeze can be twice man I the was safer. It you will control and then first and suddenly you're making sure say have you pay off all our consumer debt. If you don't pay off all your consumer debt, it doesn't make sense. It will be starting a or mortgage. Number two, do we have emergency fund 3 to 6 months of your friends said typical expenses? When we say typical expenses, are we talking of emergency fund 3 to 6 months? No, yeah, if I say expenses, monthly expenses, every month I'm spending 5,000. I need between 15,000 to 30,000. Maybe I'm more comfortable. Usually, we two people, if I say couple, more. I'd say back I say the same. But you're comfortable. No? They can usually go on 3 months instead of 6 months. Usually say back W2 na back your friend say 1099. Yana is shaky kakra usually no cost 6 months. No also more comfortable so cost 6 months. Why do you need that? Because if you have emergency fund of 3 to 6 months, anything happens, loss of job, see life never happen, you can take control of at least 6 your friend saying 3 months no when you're juma and I usually crown it and space and space say and you will lose my juma at the same time where couple you need that. So are we taking control of our money? Are we taking control of our money? Are we paying off our consumer debt? Build up our emergency fund 3 to 6 months. The next question, are we investing? Are we investing? Reason being, you don't want to not investing, then you put every money in your friends saying your home. Nipa be bro no on be poor. The omo home poor because why didn't know tua na why way. Mini obi person kasa na betimi akasa. OS actually OS. Person kasa mama sign betimi akasa. Yo. It it was 6 to 3 months in fact na you invested and you fit here need share like you will no about try so be out like we no now why how now we need sika bia we invest bibia into by the time I will retire no na bibia asset dying and you don't want that situation. So are you investing at least 3 to 6 months 15% of your income into retirement? 15%. And I don't know some of your couple we invest 15% of your making, we make 15% of the making and the same. So that is another the third question. And the fourth question. So are you doing college fund for them? Are you investing for the kids for their future education? Are you doing that? So these are some of the questions that I was here because what it is more ABA take loans at the school. You say your man because yeah in senior city we are a Juman Ubino on the scanning na essay loans. Are you trying say be a situation kumbi say so college no kwa na ekosro enye bibi ejina faako. So these are questions you need to ask. Now one cry titima and I say when you one cry na yana really it doesn't really make sense say obestati etria odanka. But so when you no eto in place so sure ebia you preach na you preach wo ha no ekyerɛ sɛ you make sure certain we na make a phone yama we no say you make sure say we are free from those things. Now when you say that say the be no say when you pay off all your debt now you have emergency fund, you start investing and you put in money in your case college education. It gives you options, not even cry when you pay off all your data. All of a sudden, we say when your options, option is saying option is obeying me and investing more. Option is obeying this car to Wama. Okay, these are some of the things that yeah, money because the options no so multi never be brave, multi never be brave. Hey, not the be one way it's not we usually know you preach say a way. All these boxes are checked that then you bet me move forward. Then the question of the Kasano, the topic of today and because we need to make sure we are not doing things in the right way. Because a bit me too if Kriana start to say mortgage, you want to be on the right path, you want to be doing the right thing. So let's go over the questions again before we say, hey, can we pay off our mortgage? One, are we in control? Before one, are we in control of our money? Telling our money, the money is not telling us or directing us what to do, and we are directing the money. Number one is pay off your consumer debt. That means you do Obiaka. Number two, you build the emergency fund. We have something to fall off. Number three, are we investing 15% of our income? And number four, your college kids here, are we funding future? That's you put money for the kids if you have one. So now, okay, if we need to say time or so, now you bit me to your should I pay? Why should even I pay? Let's be honest. There are two schools of thought about paying mortgage. If you must say paying mortgage, especially low interest rate, it doesn't really make sense. Whilst I will pay mortgage because you can invest that money or say stock exchange, which has been averaging about 10% for the past 180 years. So why do I have 4% a mortgage of 4%? Then why do I have to go pay your friend said 4%? I don't know, investor says can na mean continue, na mean tria me your friend saying mean tria me mortgage. So should I pay off my mortgage? Tiyeshe kakra wa hanom. Mamifa the reason why sometimes you say you tria a mortgage class, sometimes a question about up see be a mortgage. Me day maybe share my screen with harmony share why sometimes it makes sense see before see go back to that question say either so be invested and I say we call we say your infancy way more mortgage a year for calculator right say your 400,000 mortgage if you say 400,000 mortgage now say if I say a tier to a 20% to avoid PMI it's 80,000 a day twice here near 30,000 30 years fixed interest okay 30 years fixed year no okay and the interest a year 7%. I'm talking of now your mortgage might be different interest especially our mortgage what your mortgage long time look at be over 4 be 4.5 but I'm talking of now this is how it is right now no sense be quite mortgage as of today see this one that say this mortgage that's your 30 years by the time I entry mortgage in you know for 30 years now near 766,440 Nti sɛ yɛtua no every month bia because yɛhwɛ a principal and interest wei taxes ne bibia yɛmfa no nka ho yɛde 2,129 no sɛ ɛno nko a ne 766 440 nti hwɛ o yɛgye mortgage of 400 that means your interest alone ɛyɛ 366,440 366,440 that is sika na yɛtua. It, it makes sense sometimes you betua says can every because we just can win na no tua. It we no because okay, so what dream who says tua 366 now 366 now. At the same time, no mortgage is 7%, right? But some invested that money now and come tua win ma. That money no ebe ma me more because me 10% instead of the 7% na me tua. It's true, it makes sense because this is no brainer. Say interest me no ho near say you do two accounts me no ho back 7 back your friends and 10 na ni na no ebe your friends ebe ma say na ada na wo say me de call 10 nim na ade e wom ni say you be ha you factor risk, right? It's true, yes ubenya because say we get that calculation na yes the numbers no will be between all the time. But let's look at the risk involved. Who will be a witch and dan kai beji dan free in sem. What told dan wie ba beji free. So and I say will be a one deka near ba near beti so the cat near befa will be biko. That's number one. Number two, share steady. Now see a my cost say Oma omu di ye e same Oma omusika sem etotoso ye. And so if fan say to say be a millionaires and I be sa a war United States no. Omo ade ebo omo ema omo net worth of net worth millionaires. I'm not talking of cash. Net worth that means omo house be omo 401ks, Roth IRAs, ne sa na na combine no. Omo no. The man who say ebo omo bebree nipa bebree na wo sa emu be 60 70 something percent no. Ade ebo omo net worth itimi duru ho no. Eye pay off on. Na yina so yepese usua pese oye bibia wo hwe obi a wayɛ ade no ama na yiyi na wodi nachi ti said the make yes what the numbers ni shishim say me kwa invest here obinya but who say all the time no these people now omo yes are no omo very stable omo nyama omo sikasem koso ye ade because say we you die free ho one wondi obi aka hwe nyama ya koso no me consumer debt free ho me emergency fund of 30,000 that me chi we save 15% of my income our retirement mu na metimi atua me dan so afiri ho no ma ɛma afi bibia wo yɛ bia no change what adwen the way I was dwen cry change wo co business bi mu a the way I was come no change it is different things ma because so when you be aka na wo ko yɛ business a wotimi kyerɛ deɛ wopɛ sɛ otua because when you be aka and even crowd wo adwuma mu na adwuma no mpa because you hwɛ nipa bebree ɛwɔ adwuma no ɔmo mpɛ so hwɛ mu nipa bɛyɛ 30% na adwuma ɔmo yɛ no but because they have mortgage, they have bills, they have now bills the other credit but they have payments into no ultimate judgment. Because we just see any ye fire cry on your example. You may be on my yanky quick crew monkey, meeting a check a cry fine. By our mortgage or near my bed, waiting I could do more than 2 months crowd. Hey, it so to me, say animal through on said they make them options be bree. It ye share the ubi a why baby. Then a custom now we're militating and as we're even though these numbers no we no, but we need a peaceful way and my own hustle and struggle without won't drink yama be brave. It to me in a day instead of some investing, I'll pay off my house. But yeah, share a situation whereby I say I'm paying off my house. Paying off my house no main rush because what it is see a share near my and son you drew and son you start here you sacrifice be brave. You sacrifice it you are near the school car. Yeah, the car this animal, you're sacrificing your tree as animal in there. And you start to see you tree mortgage whereby I say, yeah, life ye. yɛyɛ biribi awie biribi atoto yie bosom ne so a yɛtuatua yɛ nneɛma nyinaa awie a yɛhu sɛ yes biribi awie sɛ sika na ɛwɔ sɛ yɛbɛkɔ vacation a yɛyi bi ato event yɛhu sɛ yɛyɛ biribi na sika na ɛbɛka so no ɛno ɛna wode ba bɛtu ɛdan no so nti ɛnyɛ biribi a wɔsɛ ɔrush gidigidi sɛ ɛdeɛ wɔsɛ na sɛ but what it is ebu ayɛ ne go so betua ne dan ka wie sɛ wɔhwɛ saa steady na make bi those people na ɔmo tua ɔmo kind of ɔmo network ɛkɔ so no ɔmo a ɔmo ɛyɛ ɔmo go nipa bebree ɔmo tumi tua ɔmo dan between 7 years 5 to 7 years na ɔmo tua ɔmo dan ka wie because ɔmo deɛ ɔmo go nti bi ɔno no wɔyɛ extra job continuously no ɔde betua free hɔ no but sɛ wɔanyɛ ne saa koraa na wɔyɛ steady wundi obi aka ne adeɛ because if you wundi ɛka bebree ne adeɛ mostly a chunk of your paycheck no it comes to you because wotua wodan ka na deɛ wobɛdi kakra ne utilities a bibia wɔ hɔ woni car payment ne hwee nti it makes sense say at this point no yɛyɛ intentional before then yɛ very intense yɛ try say yɛ struggle see yɛbɛtuatua saa nneɛma mfiri no but at this point no yɛyɛ steady intentional na afei yɛastarte ɛtua no kakra firi but yɛwɔ go a you can do whatever it takes to be able to pay it off. Hey, you make sure say we are having because there are some things that also here away life memories, vacations. I was here call they madness animal na here pa I was here yes animal bi but the be make say if they can be brave, you have no business doing that. Take care of those things the way you move by prioritize that no I know as compared to say your friend saying you go vacation you know the kind of yasade akoto credit cards near say vacation to me it doesn't make sense imu bebree sad na yasa na bills na air pile na ekọ na fi bedu point me no vacation kura wuntimi nkọ because bedu point bi twitwa o credit cards ni ade no say wuntimi ntwa bi mu a it makes sense say be sacrifice a year or two not take care of that na fi wetimi akọ vacation continuously because wuntimi take control of your finances na bibia to ye na ni mekọ yi a ondi obi aka na ultimate plan year for your vacations and this animal which is very important in our lives too. You hear those memories na ni ade you hear and just any de bia na ebe ye adwuma saa enye de bia meka say say ase ba wi ase say me ye me ko school ye me ye adwuma na yentua bills na bia ya ware na yetua ya wo na fa yetua bills na ewu na ekọ no nyama bebree wɔ sɛ ɛyɛ wɔ yɛ life which is very nice I was sɛ deɛ meka no memories ne adeɛ a wobɛshare with the loved ones and those things no but sɛ wo ho kyekyere wɔ saa ɛyɛ a wontimi nyɛ saa nneɛma nti no yes it makes sense yɛbɛtumi atua yɛ fie afiri hɔ na mmom ɛkwan yɛbɛfa so yɛbɛtua afiri hɔ no these are the steps a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛbisa yɛ ho anaa ade ntia because yɛtɔ dan 400 kora na yɛ 7% interest that means that we are giving the bank 366,000 as interest alone. So yeah, it makes sense. Meka biem say you invest it and as you trade and can have low payment interest rate. Yeah, it's a numbers in the old year. We say ka utua ka invest ya ka bi anka ye. But there back we will say the risk because in this economy now is very volatile. Go back and forth. Bibi atimisi. TV invest in the crown na BBC and say actually could be 5-6 years no ye one be about recession as annual nina it's changing your brain and at the man say you good crown say imagine say you are paying 2,129 right as every month now no, that money is not going anywhere it's coming to you how fast can you save now or more interested in some metal be dealing with real estate no how fast can you save money and go and buy another one it makes sense sir who be brave say be more no or start so tua kakra na utimi ye equity ba so de akoto foforo no they call it's good yeah but who says you have to really know what you're doing and we need 100 be yes na but 10 years time we will say mu two pay and that's 10 years because economy go back and forth. It is all dying 5. Now we any na se BBC na se wo mutimi ntimi ntua na be wo car wo se wo tua. Ti esa na e ma hard drain. Ti road mu at that point we say bi okwa kulusu ne dan ko. Dem se wo tua wo dan ka wie na wo call the next one so a gradual is going to take you there but any fast said your mo kan but no a very solid, very stable. Uni obia any asem undi obia ka. Enti de bia no we said nyama ekoso said the was esi koso no. Enti no these are the risk na make the risk involved no. You hear no free no akọ. Especially you want to make sure that your family no mother there will take care and so on fair no kusia wo na akyire no akofa bibi abro. You know, the next question from this no see it me check all these boxes there. The kwan best na be tua no very fast. The kwan best na e bitimi atua na yetua no very fast. Hey, so that is the question now. Say be okay. It's me I make sure say now no you're checking all the boxes. Be a cost kama na you be tua fee. Quite many of us will be tua very quick. Tiene and the topic become one. How can we pay off our mortgage and pay it very fast? Mami fa numra ne yenye no discussion. Oh, so that's all. Minim se uti ana so pese okasa obetimi pese okasa obetimi ama waba so. Yo. Ti yehwe ye topic no for today. Topic no how can I pay off my mortgage? How can I pay off my mortgage and pay it very fast? How to pay off your mortgage fast. 5 tips. All right. Yo, it's now I go through the questions. You're saying you sit here. The first one, say DNA you make sure say you put extra payment on the house. Extra payment. Say the mechanic. If it's your goal, different. Go and say I want to pay off my house maybe in 4 or 5 years. Then and you do whatever it takes. But in your son, I'll go crashing after our expenses because of the way I see live with life. No, you to tom come amount. You are not rushing. You are not taking more those risks. No, any idea. That's it. Be ultimate to okay. You know, be to year we are life. We every month. No, your expenses be we no. Then you throw into the house. Then you throw into the house. Then you throw into the house. Once all of them, a 30-year mortgage. Nanka which are 30 years nanka which we want to start to reduce the amortization the way it's here say usually you see money amount a scat or scan so the most bank don't make sure say chunk of the money from you early ages now early stages now say by the time 5 years the 10 15 years no say 30 years by 10 years no what you see can you say there akaso ni nyana e grave ma no etini usually no yehwe ti say de yehwe no yehwe wo de yehwe ha say if say make you befa small mortgage 240,000 mortgage for 30 years right 200,000 for 30 years na 7% the payment be 1,597 so we calculate 1,597 obehu first payment no bohu na bia be $90 and a principal no so but the actual amount be 1,500 no ni nyina ekọ interest ni it is up say to make sure say we save because remember one of the reason why you tua etimi tua ne tem year free on say you save more interest you save more interest it is say 400,000 house now your 400,000 house now say you start to see you tua you fan say you tua more account ho bo ho na bia you tua no bia 15 years now instead of 66,000 bo ho na bia you tua interest of bia 120,000 you try as much as you be tua quick na free one right you know na emum ade ba ko so say usually no these days sa na na change utua extra can one. I was all my company near aware. These days is different. You can log in, so the extra we can put on the principal straight. But when this type now, we will be able to send a check this animal now. Momunya we no fan 2 seconds because we brought more package because they know what you are trying to do, Because when you say the more I will try quick, almost interest sika so. Into one moment where they will stash somewhere. Where say this is the plan, this is what you're doing. See, any extra money, you know, fancy principal so. Hey, me make sure say we just pay the sack no. Iti yenye ayi kakra ne nhwe ade wɔ ha. Yenhwe yɛmfa sɛ sɛ schedule schedule payment for mortgage a yɛnhwɛ sɛ ne sitie yenye small way bi mu ha. Yɛnhwɛ sɛ ne ebesi ayɛ a ebetimi ama yɛnte ase yi. Iti we yɛwɔ 400,000 mortgage, right? 400,000 mortgage. So 400,000 mortgage, you know, yetua first for now no yetua na okay bibi any ham say for no start tua no 2000 November. See kasi yetua year if I say right initially yetua 2,129. That's our mortgage 400, you know. It is here. By the time I yetua we no, if you cry now, by the time I yetua we no, we cry the amount more. You yetua be your friend said 958. Hey, it's here for say no. Obi a me kwa adwuma de bia me di wɔ adwuma mu me spend be $10 wɔ adwuma mu me say okay now pese me try say me tua me mortgage free hɔ no nti me try say now no me de me hwɛ be bia me nye sika kakra bi nti me sacrifice say me de aduane be kwa adwuma every day. The 5 days no say $10 I'm spending at $50, right? 50 times 4 is 200. It's my imagine say every month bia no with the 200 extra ebeto me mortgage so. It's 200 extra to my mortgage so. Yɛhwɛ de be say every month bia me 200 to so. Okay? That alone no is save me. Interesting is save me 126,617. It save 5 years. 5 years, 9 months off the 400,000 mortgage. So difference no. Just $200 a day to so. The 200 a day to so no. Every month I must sacrifice it. I'm not eating out. I'm making sure say me try. That alone no, is saving me 5 years. And then the interest is every year. 126,617. The more I would be too no, not the more interest in the echo. It we just you crowd say I spend just $50. Sorry, I spend $5 a day. $85 a day, crowd. 100 for 5 days, no, right? 100 for a month, because $25 for a week times 4. It would ever say $100 crown to so for a month. And of course, if you 72,857 interest alone. Okay, the command financial institution no maybe say we are 3 years, 3 months. 3 years, 3 months. So it yes, it makes sense. You bit me no, and you so you make sure say you the more to so. Me pese me this kind of question. Nipa we born more after you treat you be we no money kase to go because nti kra no me use. But what I want you to pese me, I just want you to see from a different lens. Say if you want to pay it off, you can start by small. And found it doesn't matter even if it's $20 krana, it's still doing something. And the good thing is that when you start doing it smaller, then you start seeing the light at the tunnel. Now, once you must start to change, I forgot say it's the extra work because now you can map it out and say, hey, because me 200 not save me. Your friend say 5 years, right? Now start saving this amount. What about say me double no 400? Say double no 400. May say if you 400, you double no 400. It's save you 200,000. 200,000 no my 9 years. 9 years. 9 years. Oh, it depends. It so we also started. We started here. It changed because once started there, I said problem. You talk. No action. It doesn't go anywhere. It's still the same. Talking in yashi the action. To one kasakra na action na no boa. Hey, to go on kasakra no start pay off. Go metria analysis of process. The biani yes adness aya in yashi. You make ni ibia. analysis na ye paralysis na ye wo ho you know you make sure say you nti we cry emphasis ye the 1,000 to so asɛn ne bɛkɔ sɛ ba sɛ 1,000 ɛne yɛde to so a nti change saa nneɛma change saa we ni nyinaa you know nti no yɛnhwɛ kra sɛ 500 na yɛde to so a sɛn ne bɛkɔ 500 is every 10 years nti almost your friends 11 years nti no a house na kɛbɛ 30 years no na bohu a near the 19 years and some month be 2-3 months near three. It makes sense. See between a free honor. Yeah, it makes very good sense. See between a isa in a free honor. You share the next one. You remember back here, but you share the next. Your friend said the next year. I will say it yeah, between a boy. I'm a tria a free honor near tree free honor quick. The next one, yeah. Okay, so the next one, emphasis number 2, so your friend said we free honor extra payment, the extra payment, no, any now at the same time, extra payment, no, so no, we have another strategy, so bit me use those payments, no. One of those payments, no, say, mortgage, which every month be a would be no. If I said mortgage of you go back to 400, no, should be I go back to the calculator, no, so you call if I say your mortgage of 400,000 mortgage. Now say you tua about 400,000 mortgage. Now say you tua 2,000. If you 2,200 and 2,200 and 2,129, that mortgage, you know, see you tua 10% of the amount now you tua, no. The 10% of the amount now you tua, no. Usually, let me see, 10% of the amount now you tua, no, be saying 10%. I think it's 219. I didn't calculate 2129. It's about 212 plus 2,129. It's about 2,341. In the for 2,341 extra na between an infant see 2,000. That means every month piano. Instead of between a regular payment of 2,129, yeah, the 10% of it account. Remember, I'm not saying say say you go a different, but where you in life in every what you name in every, so extra now between the 10% account, the 10% no, which is extra 200 and if I say 212.9. See, they no come one. It's almost 6 years. Everybody is 6 years. 6 years. They be 6 years off. Now save 133,000 interest. The goal is to pay 30 months. So if you pay 30 months, usually about 7 years off your mortgage. Until 30 months, no, if you say maybe more, no, 1 month or say at the end of the year, no, 12 months, we are 30, metua baako aka ho. Bebree sɛ dabi ntimi nyɛ saa. At that time no me wɔ nkɔraa Christmas time me bɛtotɔ nneɛma mo December metua extra ntimi yɛ metua no ntɛm. So we divide 1 month, we divide by 12 a na wakyɛ gu ne nyinaa so a ɛma the same thing na America no. Until every month biara no wotua 10% more of the wɔsɛ wotua, which is wotua 2,000 a ɛbɛyɛ 2,200. Sɛ deɛ mekaeɛ no. So we say make sure say we log in, you put that extra on your principal. So we be out sending check in. Let me remind you, you have to call the company now. You must say that extra money in the account. I will say a call towards the principal. It's almost stuck in somewhere else because we need the opesa way. Opesa German way do any free honor. Almost when you want drink some on the amount. Make sure. Say what the sir, the friend say. We make sure say. Or mama aware what is going on, making sure so mama aware what is going on. Yeah. Another thing I bet me I saw another thing, so yeah, let me see. Another thing, you find say 13 months no one, wait me a bi week, wait me a bi week. That means say every year no, every month yeah, you find say uh, every month yeah no, yeah 2,200 and about. I was distracted a little bit. It's 2,200 um 2,129 divided by 2, you bring 1,064.5. Every bi-week beyond no, remember you were 26, you were 52 weeks in a year. And no tua sana ba 13 months because be 26 bi-week 26 months. In that situation, no, go say all of a sudden no, we tua extra 13 months no. Instead they make the goal ni na say you be tua you be 13 months. The 3 weeks I bet you 13 months. One, bet me a train month and I end the crowd, a year and I end the crowd. Then we try the next one. I come home. And I say, end the crowd, I say, one in Tema, with me try come home. That is fine. But I know, and kicking I tell say the last one answer. Two, we bet me by week by dividing the same amount. Can I amount now? And I say, you have to tell them first. You have to tell them first. Say, if we log in, so say, we try the sana. We won't say and automatically never cost be year free, but you have to let them be aware. And I say which you 10% more of your mortgage. That a bit me aboa am I no so every. These are the extra money will be timidi atoso. The extra money will be timidi atu mortgage so ama mortgage account. One I say money be a say sacrifice here. Yes, sacrifice say you make sure say year free honoma kakra bi ebenya bi yede beto so bia say make $20 kra na it make a big difference. Make a big difference. You make sure say society per se yeah 30 months every year. You be 30 months every year. That would knock 7 years off it. By week, which year by week, but which year the same amount which year half of it into 2,000, which year 1,000 every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, which year 2,000, and also not at the end, remember 30 months. And I said with the 10% of your mortgage in 2,000 with the extra 200 come on, which is 10% now. Now which year 2,200 and also no at the end of the year, no, about 13 months. Remember 20, no. Hey, once a times 4, no, at times your friends and 12, no, you come out the same amount, no. These are we a bit me fast. Now it me a your mortgage the free one. You share the next one. So say the American say make extra room in your budget. You move be brew honuma what try they also try so to me mortgage free and also to me this extra to so or go back try a share kwan bi on person be extra pick up extra jazz bia because we bre wa ye adwuma kakra timi atwitwa no ka fro ni ade for be 4-5 years on person be bia for so long but person me free ho no two things you have to cut expenses and that's also increase your income. So why are you so be increase your income be extra then you will see a cut expenses. Anytime you see a cut expenses be maybe you will see a call your budget or budget or near start share budget anymore. A DNA budget no a be a bit me a year free home a bit me am I extra am I timid a free home. A DNA budget we go through the budget. Say they make an budget in your control and your budget in the control yeah. Board mouse say a budget yeah I say a restrictive too much. No, a wow dear into now control. We make sure that we the to in place are unrestricted when our control budget. No, baby it higher when it comes to our budget. Groceries, especially our families are more and near no. Groceries BBA yeah na usually you're spending more. We should steady say Americans say to aduane bebree ya to ni na egu to be brain ya to nego. It is all you be a person ultimate tua away from a year. You can start looking at those places. Making sure say we still do any be aduane deɛ yɛba a yɛbɛyi so aduane no nyinaa nti yɛtɔ deɛ yɛhia yɛntɔ just like that, ebi wɔ so a nneɛma especially bɛka brodo ne ade no, yɛtɔ ne ade abɛgu na ne nyinaa sɛ ne asa akoto ne nyinaa agu nti start from hɔ. That's our groceries. Start free groceries a bɛtumi make sure say we're bringing it down, make sure say nneɛma a yɛtɔ a wotɔ a wotu gu ne nyinaa no yɛyi nyinaa firi hɔ no. Number 2, adeɛ baabi chance baako a baabi baako a ɛhɔ so yɛ a yɛnya adeɛ wɔ hɔ ɛyɛ cable. You see, steady kyerɛ sɛ yɛn mu bebree wɔ hɔnom a we pay about 219 more month more than ɛwɔ sɛ nketua, because the cable companies, they have a different way of ometimi ayɛ, especially omo bundle nneɛma no. Nti these days wohwɛ a nipa sɛn na use home phone. It's because the home phone, internet, TV, near the account, near the ayɛ saa ama wo, yɛyɛ ne saa ama wo a wofi sɛ you are not anyway they be 300 pɛ by nka wonhia saa home phone no ebi a wohwɛ a metɔn the internet because it's a TV crowd. Most people we don't use the TVs. Most people use TV no. Hey, you have different streams are streaming it in Koran Krobo because no cartoons near the Nabit. It started look what imagine says it me 219 every month. Start steady nature say spending more than that in a way I did 202 400,000 mortgage in a year. Severe about 120 something thousand interest, and then my 6 years or so. 6 years, 7 years, 6 years, or 5 years. Into a baby, I was it started show. Another thing I was here, baby, it's a bit insurance. You manage risk. And the car auto insurance, the company no on your more for a long time. Sometimes no, I was so to me, with me pick coat, oh baby, now he's in because if you want we are doing everything right. We are auto insurance. When you ticket that when you just say you are doing everything that is right. If you are shopping around that, a bit your amount be a huge amount be a bit in your bow. Nemum idea won't be life insurance because life insurance here. The more winning in the economy, I mean you can shop around and see, but most likely years life insurance but other insurance, mortgage insurance, mortgage insurance, any auto, and that's a rental insurance. Those two need usually shop around that utanyeska awohono. Imagine see $50 crowd a mortgage. If I see you 25 for Hanuma, say and a ma yetimi ade. Sam mo pese obemu ana. Okay. Yo, etino. 25 crowd na. Some person kasa ma me ya wa mute yourself. Ba person o ma me ya wa memo akasa. Yo, eti 25 crowd na. Unya 25 or mortgage. For mortgage insurance. When you're 25 or your friend is saying car insurance a 50. No a bit may go towards the house. Kakrebi out between the only office. And so remember, try say the taking interest. Make sure say quick and stand at one. That's when you for so and son one start here. And he's a 1,005. First bay year and a just the more wood na I say sort interest na call more into 2,005 be a first payment be $50 pay. You can interest. Second month, which 1,005 ni bima be $55. You can interest. Third month, which ya 1,005 it be $60. Pen eco principal no so you can interest. It by the time I won't drew be 1 year no let's say interest almost sunny free hono call the next year no interest free hono let's say omo ye nyomu sika nya wi na sɛ deɛ aka no nyinaa ɛyɛ gravy nti wakyɛ koraa 10 years deɛ ɔma te mu sika ka na sɛ deɛ aka no deɛ ɛyɛ mfasoɔ nko a nti sɛ wopɛ sɛ woyi so a wosɛ wotumi yɛ no quick na yɛ ne ntɛm ɛna kakra bi a wode bɛkɔ biara na wode bɛto so biara no ɛte the interest na ɛkɔɔ mu hɔ no ɛte the interest na ɛkɔɔ mu hɔ no nti that's how ɛwɔ sɛ wobɛtumi ayɛ a wobɛtumi ama no wɔyɛ afiri hɔ wo make sure sɛ the interest na ɛbɛkɔɔ mu no wote so nti no sɛ 1500 na wotua ma mu a na sɛ wotua 1600 a na ka sɛ yɛmfa into principal no so a remember the next time no instead of say kebi a 1400 bɛkɔɔ mu as interest because woatua 100 no nti no ɛbɛyɛ 1300 na ɛkɔɔ mu nti wo sɛ the more a wo so wotua no na wo so wogye chunk of the interest na ka wo sɛ wotua no na wo so woyi firi hɔ na wo so woyi firi hɔ saa na afei ɛde kɔ nti yɛ make sure sɛ kakra biara nsa ɛmu ofi sɛ wei de 20 ayi pɛ ba ne nyinaa bia ne hɔ ɛsa yɛbɛkɔ commercial break yɛkɔ commercial break ba na yɛbɛtoa so afiri ha no nti no montwɛn yɛba Yampa Jessica Yano, the hint me nebi. This is your boy Patrik Barfi, High Life Radio now. Discussing program no and hey, you know. Your topic na how to pay off your mortgage fast. 5 tips. How to pay off your mortgage fast. 5 tips. I think that near what the third one. I think you call the third one. See if you see fast, at the end bit another one a bit a say you be pay off. You be refinance it. Refinance so a bibia and yet for ubia. You make sure refinance and you bibia a year for ubia. Because refinance, you be on my refinance, you refinance ya na yasatwe your friends say yes no kwetri yes na e make sense you say itua you know see very refinance ya these are the questions that nyama you hear and sana ya refinance one you make sure say mortgage you know interest no e low a change in here you know so bibia if I say at this era at this time you hwene my question ya there auto dying usually when motor dying before 2019 no now around 19 honey ade no nya obi mostly no interest rate very nice it's around 3-4 and all that as I say it's around 6 to 7. That means that disqualify you cry in advance if you want to refinance now. Because remember, you see a challenge in term, it's a refinance because you see a bring it down. It's interest. Number one, it's interest rate no, a be few. Number two, yes no, you deba your name instead of see the be chi. Emma say you tria daya 5 years or 30 years, you tria 5 years. Me as I refinance it now you sign 30 years. As I in vida. It's instead of 30, maybe about 15. Dear who say usually we are sa yana we say you fancy you a mortgage of in fact the 240,000 no that's a 30 years right say 30 years that's a you refinance near about 15 years usually then KB and can see it be 1,500 can you even say can refinance from 30 to 15 year and can say can be at 3,000 but and yes because usually when you refinance and bring the years any musana interest rates no class are form it can be a 7 and 30 years now usually 15 years a be 6.5 it won't cry at so kakra at the same time no yes remember the years no abandon and some interest rates is lower into nisa two you know say a then the refinance no make sense my make sense my but mum the bit me I say you bit me pretend it if you who amount na you bit me pretend it say 15 years 15 years into which start to see you tria no 15 years no and you know you tria 1,500 30 years your mortgage of 240,000 30-year mortgage with 7% interest right it see a call back maybe I calculate the same thing now for 15 years maybe 6.5 now but maybe a tria be 2,300 to which me I pretend say a 2,200 or start to tria the same. Name almost start to see 2,300 now, and also about 15 years in the same. About 15 years no at the same. The air man didn't so good ma send schedule that to say I not do any tree any day. But so bit me a discipline, I bit me a sana, the same you know refinance and you'll be an air for refinance no say sanima we any juma yintimi ma interest rate yenya lower than the wa na your refinance so na years ni ateswa then enye bibia ayemaye downsizing we no go area nipa bebre ho no ma na mekai say ne brother ba ko ne edi nkomo ayi so say unya nko be downsize ne ho kire na nkasa ntimi ntua ne mortgage so the neighbors na hu ne namfofo hu be dey wetin downsize we catch them say come hu nya ntiru ye hu atiru ye a won hwe di obi ka ho because eno ne na beboa eno entua o mortgage ne ma mortgage no untimi ntua, there's nothing I'll be to me. Say if you say you bought too much of a house, wait me downsize it. And I said your goal is to pay off your house. Remember, your goal is to pay off your house. Because then at that point you're doing everything possible. And also what house free what won't then wait me downsize it. So downsize is also meaning say a house of 5,000, a house of 500,000. Maybe crime a 250,000. Wait me at home. Makoto dan 250,000. Simple. The downside is nina. But usually if you go at the same dynamic person them. No timmy a tree in every and only a different but say open in tema bit me downsize it or downsize yeah a bit me a I'm way free on quick. And you share the next one. The next one you put to extra income towards your mortgage. You move your taxes. We're creating bonuses where you profit sharing, those things in money appreciate so. Say why you're ready partners or say pay off where you so anyone because extra money that a beer and cancel and count budget on for any between the says can to so with this money to so and so a poor Emma Timitria house no we enter. Putting extra money towards your mortgage. I'm seeing a year cry when you say every year be a crown and your taxes cry averagely in taxes no be about 1,800, 15 to 1,800 to 1,800 every year be out there to swap. You need to make calculations no. You basically a chunk of interest also the years between the years number anymore. Those are the things that say if yes, you can say yes, or see a fee offer. These are the 5 tips that you bet me use to the HI fee off. But before you say yes, no, in any questions, are we in control of the money? You control is can be control of my hey, you be able to be a call, you be brought ma that level in general. Hey, you be brought ma, you making more money. Hey, it's kind of better accounts money a train the next paycheck. It's kind of better accounts money a train next paycheck because you control. And I say yeah, the financial institutions no. Hey, 2 the beginning. Number 1, you make sure say and you be aka you treat your consumer debt in area. Number 2, your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months. Number 3, you invest 15% of our income. Number 4, you discard to ho amount crown for more college. So if you're checking in idea, then it makes sense you between your is kind of you between your done off. At the same time, to mechanically I said there are 2 school of thought. If you say debi into your fee, name on fire invest it. We'll check here, no brainer. We'll die 4%, we invest here 10%. Be because a no brainer other than 1 year. But the risk involved when taking it out, BBS what you are when you be any asset. Who say amount options, amount freedom, options, freedom, but you are we when you be a car, hey, come kruma, meet na ho 4, 5 months, 6 months, na me mind because many will be a car, a dino crown, but we. But I won't we are okay now the speed now cyber back about your because won't we. These are some of the options are way, yes, the say obey sad no. By who say nipa bebree so a wɔn sikasɛm ɛkɔ yi wɔn discussing no, and I say especially net worth more than 1 million and it's adding this are the process on pay fee pay no start so scanner na nka wɔn mortgage no start so store that money na stash that money na almost to a different house to be on a period of formally should be 5 to 7 years to your fee the next 4 years beam no most of my top paid off house beam Until now, I'm to paid off as you remember. The sika na o making a ban. And I could you try that's subawo. Paid off house now what on no. And also mortgage be was to be able be aba. Until this time, instead of 4 years, no 2 years, no start to another house. So your third one, instead of another maybe 1 year, year and a half, no say to another house. You know, was paid off. Because now no or multiple streams of incomes coming to them. To say the mechanism, is that the only way? No. There are other ways. But we are a very peaceful, very stable, risk-free. The other ones, the risk involved, anything can happen. I'm for to them. Now, maybe see no money can fear because the would mortgage into was kind of free home. You can lose your home and all that. So this is very peaceful way, stable, risk-free. Yeah. These are the things that you hear. Now, extra payment. One, you make your friends say, make extra payment. Two, you make sure say, you room or your budget. Three, you refinance it. You make sure say refinance. No, two things that we need. Yes, no, but form. Not interest rate. No, change. Downsizing. You make sure say be downsize it. Now input to extra income to us. PBB be extra BR apart from the direct income no in your go towards. You know, yes, and then should we so answer our questions in your idea chance will be to me a yo. Guys, do you want to talk?
I wasn't really planning on it, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Depends on what you want to talk about.
Oh no, say we're paying off home. Is it should I pay off my home? That was the topic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what you've already touched on, but definitely, paying off your mortgage faster. Paying off your mortgage faster is definitely the way to go, so you can beat interest. Just FYI, I hate paying interest, so that's you know.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then I have a question for you. Because there are two school of thought say paying off your mortgage, right? Is mortgage rate, interest rate is 4%. If I put money, if I like 200,000 on my house, so now if I'm to pay it off, if I put that in a stock exchanger, that will give me 10%. Is it wise to pay off my home or keep it and invest?
Oh man, great question. I think you knowing me, I think you already know what I would do, right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I know.
I
Say
would.
you don't fool with the stock exchange.
No. I would definitely jump into the stock market. I mean, right now I'm back playing around, but um, I mean, if you look at some of the stocks, year to date, most of them are like up over 100%,
Okay.
right? So if somebody said, like for instance, you can look at Coinbase.
Mhm.
You can look at Tesla since January. Tesla's up
Okay.
100%. You can look at a lot of these big guys, and I mean, I definitely agree. Like, why put 200, pay $200,000 within 1 year?
Mhm.
When you could put it in the stock market. But not everybody has that large amount of money to, you know, to go pay off their house in 1 year. I mean, this is probably like the top 1% that's
Six,
doing that
seven.
type of stuff.
I'm talking of whereby class. If let's say, if you put in this extra 500 every extra 500 right every month, investing the same thing 500 no, dollar costing averaging it, so no, says they still give you 10%, right? And when you calculate it, it makes sense. Say, it makes sense because about 10%, a dynasty of 4%. So it makes sense. Not even the back of the money is 200 in there.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I think it all depends on the strategy, right? So, in terms of like the stock market, no, I mean, that's a whole different
yeah,
beast. But if you want to take, if you have if you have some you're being strategic and you have like a plan for paying off your mortgage, then that's a different story. But I don't know. I don't know. Me personally, like I said, if I had that even $500 a month, which I've been doing. I mean, I pay like $600-700 extra every month, and I've been
Mhm.
doing it for about 2 years now. And so because of that, I've been paying down my house quicker.
Good.
Um, but but yeah, I mean, it's all types of stuff that you can do.
Okay. So yeah, you've been doing it, but but still at the same time, me to me, I think say uh instead of putting in a stock exchange, I would put in a house because of the risk, even though the amount of money, it beats it, no brainer, 10%, 4%. But the risk, because if you have a paid off home, when you be any same year, then you can start investing that other money, to get another house or do other investment.
I think
To
that's a
me,
good idea. I think that's a
Mhm.
good idea. But one of the things I don't like about the housing market is the volatility. Nobody really talks about volatility when we're talking about housing, right? If the housing market crashes right now, you're done. And you have no control, right? You can't say, hey, you know what? The housing market is going down, so like I want my money back, or and if you try to sell, it's not even. I mean, you're not even gonna get what you like. Not even like you know, maybe 50% of what you like. Just think about 2008, right? And so like that's the only thing I don't like about the housing market. Like I rather because the stock market I can kind of um I
Get
can
up.
kind of like get out when I need to. And then also there's safe routes on the market versus the housing market. You have no control. I mean, there's no control. So I don't know, like the volatility is the only thing that I don't like about the housing market.
But I believe the housing market is more stable than the the stock exchange because look, yeah, we are talking of 2008, right? But before 2008, time being says here, I think say it's more stable because barely do houses go down, barely.
Yeah,
But
and and it
yeah,
and it's so funny that we're even talking about this. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was like, man, owning a home in America is a scam. And he was
why do
like,
you say that? Why do you say that?
yeah, because just think about it, right? So let's say if a house appreciates in value, right? If
Mhm.
you look at if I mean, everybody talks about depreciation, but nobody's really looking like deeper into the numbers, right? If you look at when you make your payment, when you make your mortgage payment, look at how much is going towards your mortgage. Like I can use myself as an example. I mean, I've paid nearly like what I think it was like 20 grand this year or something, and it's like 8,000 went to interest, 8,000 went to the house, and I'm like, what the heck, And then other things went to other amounts went to taxes and stuff, but everybody's talking about, oh, it appreciated. Don't get me wrong. Right now, it's appreciated, right? But if you do the math based on how much I've paid since I've been here, it's my money. I mean, that's like it's the money, the exact amount of money that I've put out, I mean, around the same amount. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I
Uh,
mean, me, I think of it from an investor perspective, right? How can I capitalize on the market? But if you're talking about someone that just wants to own a house and pay it off and stuff like that, then I think it's a whole different conversation.
yeah, but if you don't own a home too, what it is if you rent every year, they increase the rent. What
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
too? But if you
yeah,
have a fixed, 15, 30 years mortgage, that's a different situation. Because what it is, say there, we all, um, we all have we should have a place to sleep. And whether you owe or you don't owe, that thing is gonna come in. That's why people, rather than putting the money on rent, they would rather buy. And when you buy too, you want to also make sure you yeah, okay, the pain, what you're saying, say when you look at uh, what goes into your principal, and the other one is scary. I was just making analysis here about when you buy a home of 400,000, that 400,000 home with an interest rate of 7%, which is today, right? And 30 years. So if you are to go that route and pay it in 30 years, by the time you're done paying, you'll be paying 766,000.
Man, look at that.
440. 766,440, right? So it makes sense if you are buying if you buy a home to try at least that means you'll be paid 366,000, almost half of the money, almost half, almost no, almost like a full, like the 400. It's
Yeah,
another I won't pay in as much as you can, will be a free so base can be a free so. And also now because at the same time I'm off fees and no, pay that as we are net way no instead because say what the says can also add a bit extra net so if you've been paying for we invest here and no moment be more than the 366 no. Rather no continue paying this then invest that extra money no. But to me, I don't believe say extra paying. I believe so be way through because if you don't owe anybody anything. It's different. I think say Yakasa and Crowder. It's
yeah.
different. We invest it when you go into business. Co-business mukrana or language is different. Everything is different. That vibe no crab for say uni mortgage, uni share no. Different at the same time. So no, say who pay 2,000, not 2,000 now. Now no, and come baby apart from you owning your own, what's how 2,000 extra is coming in? How quick can you save and do other investment? See,
That's
that's
the thing.
that's what I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like for me, I think, and I was talking to somebody about this this week about how I missed out on opportunity on the stock market, where like, there's all these stocks that, because you know how like stocks went down, 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 down.
Yeah, yeah,
2021, 2022,
yeah,
and they all came back nearly back to where they were. Not all of them. I mean, the
yeah.
ones that have like their what's it called, um, their EPS is correct, like they're valued correctly. Not those guys that are overvalued, but the
Mhm.
ones that are valued properly and undervalued and stuff. They all came back like, I mean, 100%, 200%, 300%. So like if you would have put $10,000, let's say for example, just Tesla. I'll use Tesla as an example. If you would have put $10,000 on Tesla, like for instance, I bought some for my children. It was like $105 or something, 110. This is in
Mhm.
January, and
Yeah.
now today Tesla's at 230. I mean, we all know that Tesla is overvalued, right?
Okay.
But
So it has double.
still, I mean, uh-huh.
A double, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So 100%, 100% return. And if the only thing about the stock market is that sometimes you can't really predict how things can, like a war can break out and everything starts, everything goes down. And people start to panic. Some of these metrics can go the wrong direction and people start panicking. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. But even with that, I still think stock market is better than,
The housing.
owning a home is good, but like, I don't know, like I think now I'm looking at it from an investor perspective, where like
Mhm.
I wouldn't, so like I would rather go buy a home, right, with like a large amount of land, and
Mhm.
then subdivide that land and build the exact same size home that I have, and then sell it for that similar price. And now, before you know it, you'll get the house that you bought originally. You'll have that house for free.
Yeah,
Like
it makes
that.
sense.
Yeah, that kind of thing is what I'm interested in, because just living in a home for 30 years. I mean, who's gonna live in a dude? Who's gonna pay for this for 30 years?
People
I
do.
mean,
There's some folks they've lived in their home for a while.
yeah.
I
See,
mean,
that's
on average, I think it's about 7 years. People move after 7 years, but there are some
yeah.
folks they've lived there for a while. Um, yeah. So yeah, but okay. So you keep on talking about Tesla. Tesla.
Hmm.
You know me. I'm not a fan of a single stock, right? So
Hmm.
isn't it risky? I know said your kind, but isn't it risky rather than getting
Like an
uh
ETF.
yeah indexing or
Yeah.
indexing or mutual fund than just a single
Yeah.
stock?
Yeah. Like the thing is, you have to understand how the game is played, because the stock market is just it's a game. So, like, I'll give you an example. Like Tesla. Um, I bought some Tesla options. that Tesla is going to go to $240 last week, and it went to $240, right? And then I took my money, I sold my contracts, got my money out, and then I mean I knew it was going to go way beyond that, but I just immediately, because you already know I lost some money on the market already, a significant amount. So I don't want to waste time. Any profit that I see, I just grab it, at least 30%. So with me knowing how this thing goes up and down, Charlie, when it's going up, you go with it. When it's going down, you go with it. Just don't be greedy. Just don't be sitting around. Now, if you're owning shares, that's different, right? But if it's options, then it's a different beast. But all in all, still the S&P 500 is also up. I think it's up probably by like 30% or something.
Yeah. I think
Something
I
like
know it's
that.
more than 15. I know it's more than 15 now.
Yeah. I mean, I can check right now. Yeah, so it's okay. So it's up 18 year to date.
18. Yeah.
Yeah, year to date.
Yeah.
So now, if you don't, I mean, I don't mind taking 18% gains. I mean, even if it's 10 grand and you take 18%, that's about 1,800.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's not bad. But your house is not going to appreciate that fast. On an
Yeah. True.
average, homes appreciate, like, it depends on the area, but it's like what, 3 to 7% or something
Yeah.
annually, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't know if you can compare the two. But to answer your question, I think ETFs are safer for people that are playing a long
Holding.
term game.
Yeah.
But the guys that are looking to make income on a regular, that's probably not what you want to do.
Yeah. 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 How it's true. Everything that you're saying, especially when to be honest, I really no, you said it all. ETFs now is safer than the options now, the single ones now, more of um, making income daily basis. Yeah. But to me, it's still risky to me, on the daily basis thing. It's still risky. Yeah. Anyway, so the thing was the whole idea, the question was, should I pay off my home? I think guys they say obey mobile in an investing perspective, media or the capital your friend is saying stock exchange instead of way. That means say, guys, if I may ask again, that means say on your first home, like home for you and your family, you will pay it off by the next investment, yeah, instead of buying the house, you invest. Is that right? If I'm getting you right.
That's a 50-50 right there. I mean,
So you're
because
gonna kick your family out or what?
no. I mean, if like, let's say for instance, like, just this is just having a conversation, right? So,
Mhm,
um, let's say you buy a house,
mhm,
and the house appreciates maybe 150.
mhm,
So the house appreciates 150. Then you take that, and then get on the investing path, right? I mean, how do we own more than one property? I mean, even a duplex is better than a single family home. I mean, you don't have to be some big investor to understand this concept. So, if you have a duplex, is somebody's paying the majority of your mortgage for you,
mhm.
right? While you're like barely paying anything, or you never know, the person might be paying the whole thing, depending on how it's structured. So, I mean, I've thought about it like that. Like, why don't I sell my current home, and then
Mhm.
I just need to have more than one home, and have someone paying, if not all, or like most of the mortgage, so I don't have to pay nothing. And people are doing it, so
Yeah,
yeah. So that's the.
but don't you think it's risky? You know me. Say I'm not gonna go
I
that
know,
route.
I know you're, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
you
mean,
know, it's not risky. Let's say you have 4 or 5 houses, right? So let's say
mhm.
within you bought a home, uh 2 3 years, right? Maybe things going very quick. Then you have like maybe 30 or 40,000. You take it out, buy another house, then another bed. If I say baby, another bed 2 3 years. Now you have two, so you can take here. See, if I say within bed 10 years, you have 10 houses. Oh, sorry,
Now that's
about
risky.
about 5 or 4 houses. Also,
Hmm.
that is risky. So you won't put that maybe one, maybe
Yeah,
two houses, then
yeah,
steady, then
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. No, no, no. So like, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying, like, right now, right? If I was
mm,
to sell my home, I would take out the money. Like, once I sell the home, I get the money, and
mhm.
then I would try to get a home with a lot of land on it, right? And
Okay.
then try to build other homes on that land. So subdivide it, right?
Hmm.
So you subdivide it, and then you probably get a loan from a construction loan from the bank. The bank might give you, who knows, like if you're going to build a $500,000 home, you get a loan for maybe 250 or 300. You build that, you sell it to somebody for 500. You just came up,
The 200.
with, yeah. So that
Mhm.
that kind of that kind of I think that kind of approach is probably, from an
Mm.
investment perspective, is probably
Yeah, I haven't
like,
looked at it that way. Me
yeah,
share
yeah,
it that
yeah.
way. I was on the other side thinking, say, yeah, but where it depends. It depends on the area too. I don't know.
Yep.
In Northern Virginia, are you gonna get a place where you can do that?
Oh yeah,
You
they
know,
got a lot. They got. I mean, well, so I've
but
been looking.
that mhm,
I've been looking, but the thing is, of course, you're not going to get it in those high. Like, you might get it in some area where it's not as developed, but
mhm,
the homes are typically like around 700 to, like, $1 million, right? The ones with the big land. So if
mm,
you do it, you subdivide it, right? Then you can, then because at the time when you purchased it, the home is going to be maybe, let's say, 700, 800, or whatever.
mhm.
The homes around there is also going to be around that pricing,
The price.
right? Whether they're on a big lot or a small lot, and
Mhm.
so when you build yours is going to be right. You can price yours right around the same as what's
The extra
currently
one.
there.
Yeah.
So then let's say if your home is 800,000, if you want, you can build your house, and then you can have your house. You can sell your house for like maybe 6 or 7, right? I mean, like, so you build the first one, you cash out on that, you sell it, you cash out on that, boom. A year later or something, you build up the second house. It's all about how much land you got. It's
Yeah.
all about how much land you can afford at the time.
Wow. My friend is that I was looking at it at taking it and buying another house and taking it and buying another house. Not
No, no,
like
that
the
one
way
is
you
too
were
risky,
saying.
Charlie. It's too
Yeah,
risky.
it's
I mean,
risky.
that one, yeah.
Wow.
Uh,
You saying that is risky, then it's risky.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I think the last time, I think you and I spoke about that a long time ago, and after we talked,
Mhm,
I was like, because I had never even thought about it till you brought it up. So I was like,
mhm,
oh snap, yeah, yeah, that's super risky because, and then I did some research, and they were saying that, if, let's say, if you have a house
mhm.
and you take the equity out and you go buy another house, let's say if the market plummets, if the market crashes, the bank is going to tell you they need their money, so then they'll force you
Correct.
to sell and take a loss. You see,
Mhm.
so based on that, I wouldn't do it that way. I mean, no way, no way.
But can you believe said that is what is going on right now, especially when you go to TikTok, right? It's like, oh, you buy, you take home, you take your friend's equity, then you buy another one, you take equity. So they're talking of like within 10 years, you have like 10 houses, all of them not paid off, you know, then they be collecting whatever, the rent or whatever. But that is very risky. Yeah, it's very risky. All right. Thank you guys.
No
Thank you.
problem. Thank you.
Uh, anything to, share again, between me and the Nafi, yeah, baby, anything that you give it to us because there is another way a bit me looking on that from that angle.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, to anybody that's listening, I think that you got to really define your goals. Whether it's short term, midterm, long term, and then make sure that you're factoring in risk, because if you don't factor in risk, you might end up losing everything. And we all know how hard it is to come about money and things like that. So yeah, so I mean, the thing that I'll leave with everybody is define your goals and stick to make a plan and stick to that plan. So that's it for me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so brother guys, so say you're making sure say your goals, yeah, stick it to it. Too much of risk stuff, no. So you might lose some. You might lose it in any these days. When it comes to America's car, then yeah, dang, when you're now could lose in this and a hard dream. It say your time no continue and be ending time. You share your affirmation of the week. Let me see here. And the affirmation of the week is saying, I'll say, um, I think it's wrong. Let me see. Affirmation of the week. Oh, there we go. Have here. Today, I align myself with freedom, growth, and joy. Uh, this week, yes, and today I align myself with freedom, growth, and joy. You free yourself from um, this mortgage stuff. We can do it if you really, really serious. Say, a crazy a bit me to subia, lina and reduce, especially your brother guys they cannot say so shit interest you tiana and are hokra are as much as you can with me. I try so with me a free one. You I am called Brian we are Brian can say you manage risk, you make sure say you manage risk. You be bro managing risk means your insurance in place. Uh auto insurance and the compulsory, usually in time can was mortgage. It's not really like compulsory, but obi and mortgage loan if you know mortgage on fire into so your friends say to insurance into so. So another one, health. You be bro officer was on here health. Officer on the day. No, nipa bebree kɔ bankruptcy mu wɔ hɔ ma a true health insurance because wokɔ hospital kakra bi ɛba pɛ wokɔda hɔ koraa de abɛyɛ 30,000 nti make sure say ɛwɔ bi as much as obi a ɔsɛ ne ɔsi ti bia wɔ health insurance ɛbɛboa wo. Long term and disability insurance, make sure so put all those in place. And a long term care where the system over we here be. And life insurance or dependent in Kwandia, you have mouth to feed. They depend on you. Also to life insurance and more. You make sure because what Bob Brana signing when you put in place be big to ABC they use can from when I have to go back. We need be a court 7 a day. You don't want all those things. So it's always nice to manage risk. Always nice to manage risk because insurance, the whole definition of insurance say bit may replace saa nneɛma no a ebi a yɛntumi ntua asɛm ba a yɛntumi nyɛ no yɛgye atɔ yɛ fie yɛntumi nyɛ because it's kind of too much. Insurance bɛboa saa nneɛma no nyinaa. Question biara fa anything about finance, you want to invest, you want to manage risk, you want to pay off debt, get in touch, your friend's email, phone number, with me send from with me send test with me free, with me aboa no take care of any money now. You'd be here every Monday be 7 to 9 p.m. You ha a discussion. Yes, so many things. Especially people that make 150, 200, 100. So we share a discussion yet me aboa ama start so before we go on, I'll say make sure you save you save wisely, spend wisely, save intentionally, and give. Sika Seb, High Life Radio, your boy Patrik Barfi. See ya.